Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Get the Bag Mark, and I am joined here tonight by All In Gaming, and we are excited to be back for Akimbo Esports tonight as they look to have some redemption. In their last game, they lost to Team Steve, having their first loss on the season, but not tonight. They look to bounce back against Regain, a very classic name here in the scene. Love to see them still together and thriving, but I'm joined here by Mr. All In Gaming. How are you doing, my friend?
All right, outside the fact that we are seeing Ancient again, probably pretty consistently, the new NA Mirage at this point is what I'd call it at this point. We see it pretty often, and we have seen Akimbo play it quite a few times as well. Actually, only twice, so not that much, and a 13-11 win and a 13-7 win. So, pretty dominant performance on one and a pretty close one. But these two teams are about as evenly matched as you can get. Both teams sitting at 8-1. Obviously, Akimbo with a more recent loss. Thankfully, that was on Overpass, and it was only a 10-13 loss, so nothing I would say overly cautious about that we need to look at. But it could really come down to something as simple as losing a pistol round.
No, certainly. And in these MR12s, right, these simple pistol rounds that we talk about are so impactful, right? There are rarely games where you'll see teams, sort of jump away for these games where you can lose out both of these pistol rounds and still come out on top. That's not a thing anymore. You got to be successful in this round. And we've had a lot of successful interviews with this team, and I know that they have attitudes that's, put up or shut up. We're used to this game. We're going to convert to it as quick as we can, and they've seen that, right? 7-1 has been very, very successful so far, and looking to continue on it tonight. Regain is a very worthy opponent. Like I said, one of my favorites, and yeah, we're seeing Ancient. I really enjoy this one. I think the players are really loving playing it. At the same time, they are playing it a whole lot. So there are some people even getting a little tired of it, including the two of us.
Definitely. It's getting a little stale, but that's only because Ancient overall has definitely grown on me. The meta's changed. People are starting to definitely figure it out. And it's definitely starting to roll into its own kind of thing after outside of the boring set smokes and molly. I think people are starting to just starting to get that ledge up where they can start getting creative and throw some outlandish setup that's going to throw a team off for at least a round or two. But it wouldn't hurt to mix it up every once in a while. Maybe give me a vert or a nuke even.
Maybe not Vertigo. Ew, I don't love that suggestion. Boo. We'll throw tomatoes
what's wrong
at
with
you all
Vert?
in. Vertigo, man. I think I stand for. I'll take a stand right now. I think I take a stand for most of the player base, and that Vertigo is a nice, solid map, but it's a little basic.
It sounds like you're upset because you can't hold A site because it takes one smoke to cut you off.
You just suggested a very, very nice alternative, which is nuke, which I would love to see. Let's get more nuke in the mix. And I know that Akimbo has seen that a few times this season, and there's probably a reason why it's getting taken out in these vetoes is because how successful they were on it. But regardless, we're going to be seeing that Ancient. It's sort of the same thing with Anubis. We've been seeing a lot of Anubis. That one, I think, just gracing a year in the pool last week. So
it's been a year?
Yeah, it's been a year.
Anubis?
It's been a year of Anubis. It flies by.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising. I still have mixed feelings about Anubis. It's all right. It's a good filler map, but not a fan. Yeah,
wow.
It's not your main map, but it's not one you ban. If it happens, it happens. It's it's okay. But I'm still petitioning for, hell, give me Cobblestone. I think I talk for most players nowadays. Train can get thrown in there too. Why not? I'm not a fan of Train too much, but it's okay. And I'll even take a step further. Give me Aztec.
That would be an
interesting one. You've played Aztec.
I have played Aztec. I am old enough, don't worry. But I can't say that I've experienced enough in a competitive environment. It's probably just been, me and a couple of bots on the server for my experience, in diapers. But hey, man, there are a lot of good suggestions you just put up. I mean, I know there's a lot of train enjoyers. When I was competing, I got to play train a couple of times, and I mean, while it is probably a map that newer players like strive away from, which I feel like is the case for Ancient and Anubis.
Ooh, cash too. I'll take cash.
Well, that's actually a big point of discussion for a lot of the community. I know just even in the people that I play Premiere with, where they're all, asking me.
Oddly enough,
cash?
I'm not
Where's
in that
cash?
mix. Why?
Oh boy, it's maybe because I'm so far below you in the Elo train, all in.
Yeah,
it's just unfortunate.
You know what? I don't think that's the case, but I'll let it slide.
Oh no. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be getting here into Ancient in just a moment. We are going to throw it to an intermission before this thing gets ugly. We will be right back.
When I saw you again, I knew I wanted you, but I had to hide it. I had to hide it, 'cause I have grown strong without you around. I've just gotta fight it. I don't wanna go. Don't wanna.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the wait is over. Ancient is just over the horizon right now, and I know we couldn't be more excited to get into this one all in. We got Regain, we got Akimbo Esports, and we got a best one. It's the pistol round right now, and Akimbo, they're going to be starting off on that T side.
Yeah, nice setup. Is maybe it's just me, but if you click 6 on the keyboard, is Noxio's crosshair as big as the screen, or am I crazy? Okay, just me. Good to know. But it is going to be a quick take towards Donut, as Nisk's going to lead this charge here. Walking in 3 players, actually kind of stack this site. One boost up, that's going to go unchecked. Josh gets the first one. Let's see with the quick trade, though. Doors coming in. Florence finds one towards Zakar, and it's just going to be Sasha left. The quick rotate in from Chanty close by. Might be able to stop it, but doesn't peek, and it is going to be a 1-on-4 post plant.
Now, you can try and walk in on this, but it's going to be difficult. The head just shown, and right around the corner, it will be Nox to put you down, and that's the first round on the board for Akimbo. They're going to be getting on this T side, and I know all considered, this is going to be your favored side to start on for your Ancient endeavors, and getting that pistol round is going to mean a lot all in. They're going to be starting off pretty well in this game.
Yeah, already. I mean, bomb down. Single player lost, so they can definitely secure whatever they had. I'm not sure if they had. Yeah, they obviously had armor. So, I mean, the CT side's gonna go full USP buy, which hasn't been dangerous, but we have seen it work a few times. As long as we do see Nisk doesn't get completely farmed here, but instead Nox is gonna find the first one, a third one as well, and the chance you can actually get the trade, but Nisk gets it. Joshi finds another, and actually losing more players than they did on the initial pistol, but 3 lives still good, as that is gonna be a quick 2-0.
All good. Nox will take it on the stat pat. You'd love to see that. And a nice double on it. You're finally going to see that buy start to come out for Regain. But, I mean, you check it out all in. It's looking a little thin. I mean, I'm not one to maybe be too excited about it for Moss here.
But I am excited for the XM and what it is capable of on Zakar. He's going to go for a boost while the rest of the T side going to kind of spread out here, taking a little bit of ramp and mid controls, kind of shying away from the A kind of area so far, but they can definitely slowly work their way over.
Ooh, that's a nice nade on a Nox as well. Dropping him just a little bit lower. And 3 players outside of this position. Spam's going off. Nice. Let's see if they can get anything going here. Obviously, Akimbo, knowing that you're finally going into this rifle round now, you're not really getting that, that bonus round factor, right? That's not really a thing if you're going into that T side when things have been a little bit costly. I mean, right now at Regain, they're not on pretty money as well. Akimbo, they're up 2, but they've got to succeed.
Under a minute left here, and we are starting to see a little bit of control over towards Jaguar. This did backpedal as he had some cave, but didn't want to over pursue himself a little too forward. As Chanty and Dirk, or Dark, I guess, preference here. A little bit of a crossfire set up here, and 37, that smoke is going to go back down again, so we might see Akimbo Esports favor this cave take a little more.
And seems like it's about to go down. These nades out and about, and there is Katie with a double, almost a triple. But there is Flixie just coming in with the support right now, and Regain, they look shook. I mean, they've got to save these guns, but right now, Akimbo, they are just stunning them right off the bat. 3 rounds in a row, and this one is especially deadly, and no chance on the retake.
Yeah, and one of these guns, you know, M4, cool, but the XM save isn't probably a preference that they would necessarily want. Rifle definitely wanted in these kind of situations, but again, 4 alive for Akimbo. You know, earlier we were talking about the scoreline. I predicted 13-10 Akimbo, but right now they are looking strong, and we're not really seeing much of an answer from Regain yet. Dare I say they can't regain their footing?
Oh, no.
Yep.
We'll see if they can. We can caster curse them into getting around here, potentially. But, you know, they did coin the phrase all in. I was telling you in the pre-show many times, you know. In my life as a, you know what, this is Movember. It's it's the Men's Mental Health Month, right? We're spreading awareness. Mustache Masters was this past weekend, and you know, maybe all good regain is not such a great motto when it comes to mental health, but sometimes you just gotta all good regain and look forward in these rounds because you can't think about it too much. 2 minutes now on the clock, and 25 of those seconds have been ticked, and now there is a push. Sasha has got that trade and now into a 4v4.
Ooh. Zakar close to the XM, but Katie never caught off guard, always aware. Takes the headshot, gets the kill there on Zakar, and it's a 3-on-4 man advantage now for Akimbo as they're now going to start rotating their way towards A, maybe favoring towards mid. I mean, it could end up being a split towards top, but it seems that they are going to just, you know, favor good old-fashioned A main.
Yes, they will. Now just walking straight back in. Joshy going to be home for it, and this is where a lot of these players have saved previously. So maybe not even realizing that they may be challenged. Now they will. I mean, nades dropping down, and the ramp's going to be empty. Now Josh is going to have to respond, bringing us into this 3v3, but the bomb plant, it surely will come through. That smoke down. Spams are going to come out, but surely this should get done securely.
Nis just barely being missed from this spray there. 3-on-3. There isn't a kit on these last 3 players either, so it's got to be now or never. They have a smoke, a flash, and a handful of rifles. They find the first one. Sasha finds Nis. It's now man advantage in favor of Regain. Lawrence posts up a little bit deeper here. Katie in a good position, hearing at least 2, now 3 of these players. Lawrence stick hand. They line up for Katie, but Katie can only find 1, and they should still have enough time, and they do. And it seems like they have regained their footing.
Certainly so, and I mean, that really is a great way to get it on the board. You have to get a great confidence booster with that retake, and they really force their way in. A nice performance there, and that's how you get your round on the board. It's a costly one altogether, so I mean, part 2 of the bounce back is going to be right now, and I believe we're going to be getting a tech pause here. Hopefully everything is cooling in the server, but after that, I would take a pause no matter what. I mean, that was quite a shocker.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it actually, you know, kind of relied on the fact they did recover that initial AK lost. And, you know, maybe it could have definitely swung it a different way there, but, you know, it's the little things sometimes, you know, maybe pick up the AK, throw it out of bounds, making sure the CT side, even if they do save, they can't get an AK out of it, especially when you're, you know, always trying to make sure the CT side's economy is tamed and underwhelmed. But now Joshy, with his spare money he has saved from the 5-7 by previous round, he's got himself a nice shiny op to deal with.
Nice and green that op is, and maybe a moment before we get back into this. Not really seeing any players disconnected from the server, but I'm going to send it to an intermission for just a moment. Is that the magic word that gets them to unpause all in? Usually it works.
As soon as you hit the button, they'll unpause.
All right.
Doesn't matter.
I'll flip a quarter on it. We're going to send it to an intermission right now, and we'll see what the result is.
When I saw you again, I knew I wanted you, but I had to hide it. I had to hide it, 'cause I have grown strong without you around. I've just gotta fight it. I don't wanna go. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna give you everything I have and see you walk away. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna be reminded of the pain and the love of yesterday. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna be reminded of the pain and the love of yesterday. I will not deny there were good times, but you left me hurting. I was down on the floor. When I look in your face, I remember the lies and how you fooled me. I'm not that girl anymore. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna be reminded of the pain and the love of yesterday.
I did. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and the tech pause, it is underway, and we're into round number 5, and finally, we're just touching on that op from Joshy. Let's see if that thing can get going. But now, Nice in the smoke, in the fire, will just get burned out.
This nade from Noxier looks good. Noxier swing finds the first one, but does get traded there. Florence might get this trade depending on the timing, and no, he actually just becomes the next victim on the hit list for Dark, as it is going to be a 2-on-4. Bomb dropped all the way back towards, I mean, what would you call where that bomb's at right now?
The bomb currently,
Yeah.
it's just chilling outside of just like the T area. We can take an exploration down there. I don't know.
But
We're missing
what do you
kills
call
because
it?
of it. I just call it nothing.
Oh,
the bomb is
Katie!
back there. Go get it. That's the comm. And right now, that's what Katie's screaming. The site is open, and because of those entries, they'll have a good chance in this one. But the damage done to Katie, at least.
They're not taking much control over B. They're very cautious still. Katie 1 HP, obviously. You have to be. But giving these CTs enough time to rotate back, potentially be cleared. Bomb Molly dropping, but it's going to push them actually into the wide open. As Katie does pick up an op. Gets it to a 1-on-1. Katie almost hits the flick. 3 peaks, almost hits another. Does get Molly out of position. Has to go for the wall bang. Caps it once. And now, that nade probably would have literally did 1 damage. But because 1 HP, almost pulling off. Getting only 2, but ending on a triple there for Dark. Bringing it slightly back in their favor. Closing that gap now. A 3-2 lead for Akimbo.
Well, that's all they needed to get, right? Just that little bit of HP. And, you know, I see a lot of the players that end up in this position to spam onto the bomb planter from Cave. It sometimes does not end up working out because there does end up being that late Molly nade combo saved over, and the punish, it will be noted. And right now they are trying to run it back right on B. Katie knowing on that, gonna get that entry, but there is that successor quickly into the 3v3, and Nice is into the back lines and has gotten that kill.
Yeah, Nis has himself this op. Sasha does get a trade, gets it back to a 2-on-2, a little bit more controllable here for the CT side, but again, Nice with this op. Has to get the timing here, and he does. Lands a shot onto Zakar, and now it's going to be Sasha running his way out. Going to get Flixie playing the time here, playing it good. Gets it down to a 1-on-1, though. Nis pulling out the Tech 9, going to run through a smoke. Baits him from stopping the defuse. Waiting one more time. Taps it again. Running low on time as Nis running low on ammo as well. Baiting out the time, getting the kill. Ends it on the triple and the round. And he might just be able to live. No. No, he doesn't. Sadly.
Almost saved by the bell, too. That was in one of the last ticks right there. And unfortunately not able to get over the big green. But the bomb plant, the round 1 over anyway is going to be very nice for them. 4-2. And right now, again, Regain, they're going to be committing for it. 5-7's out, mixed with the Sasha M4. Looking to be the hero in this one.
Yeah. Again, it's going to be some quick ramp control, but it is going to be Sasha getting that first kill onto Katie, and Katie's been a huge factor so far in the success of Akimbo. But an early round lead for her, and it's going to be, again, a fight kind of towards this Jaguar. Again, this has been the focal point for Akimbo to try and get a foothold towards this B site. And, you know, maybe they fake it back towards mid. Maybe Sasha sees another player or two.
Yeah, and Sasha just patiently waiting for this information and, you know, maybe hoping that this is where the round would come through. I mean, that's why you put the M4 in this position, is so it can succeed. But right now, just not getting any face for it. Nox trying to send the way forward inside of this cave cheetah position, as they're not fully committed to it. I believe Nis did just drop back and get the bomb, and that will be very nice for it. Shantae up close and personal with the CZ is what you would like to see. Probably one of the only scenarios where you see it having success. But Nox looking to go. Joshy with a drive-by. And there's the damage done. Shantae, that's a lot of damage as well onto Flixie. And unfortunately, Sasha only able to get 2 before they are let into the site. What can this man do? And he's a one-man army now. Walked into the site for it, 1v1, and Flixie's low.
Yeah, he just has to land a single shot at this point. 40 seconds, time ticking away. He's going to have to do it now or never. Make the noise. They run out, but it is going to be Joshy holding the angle. Getting a triple, and the 4-spy finds success for Regain, as the 5-7 did everything. The CZ did nothing, so don't ever think that it's actually a good gun.
Hey, man, I mean, there are some LCA casters that would agree with you. I mean, Vincent,
Nope.
he likes
Nope.
to throw tomatoes at everybody that brings out the CZ, right? I mean, it's unfortunate.
Are you a CZ player?
I think it's had its
What?
days. I think it's had its
Marky?
days. You know, I don't have it equipped. I'm a realist. You know, I love the 5.7. I mean, I've been a 5.7er for a long time. That's how I accidented my way through main.
Nice.
Happens. Love to see it. You lose just so you can get back onto that $500 pistol. Did the freeze time just reset?
Yeah, I don't know how they.
Or was there a pause right there?
That was a pause.
Dude,
I don't know, man.
we're all over the place. It's the holiday season. Any big Black Friday purchases you're gonna make all in? Maybe a new car or refrigerator?
Listen, dude, I'm 32, but I'm not that old. Where I'm like, oh yeah, Black Friday refrigerator sale. Like, no, my apartment complex will happily buy me one if I break it. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness. That's the spirit of the giving, I guess, coming through. But Shantae is holding the line for it, and unfortunately going to be brought back just by a little bit of utility. And now you're going to have to go searching some room out middle, and now they will collapse onto Donut for the first time.
Yeah, Florence not really making too much noise, so he could get this nice surprise kill here on Zakar, which would be great, leaving just one player. Finds himself one, and eventually finds a second, as everybody hates the Galil spray. It does get there, but it is going to be Chanty with the quick rotate. And forward hand does get Molly. Going to force him to the open. Catches a little bit of residual damage, but nobody hears the run out, apparently, as we do have a flank from Nis. Nis should be able to get a timing here of at least getting one. And he does, lands the spray with the MAC-10, getting a little bit of distraction, letting Katie from Dona and Florence as well, maybe trying to get themselves some space, some breathing room. But time ticking away, Dark gets tapped again, spray comes through, Chanty swings, gets the kill towards Nis. It's a 2-on-2. Katie and Florence both, they're sticking it. Maybe not. He's not sticking it. He's gonna run away. Dark gets the trade and Florence running away. Everyone should be A-okay, and it's gonna be Akimbo taking the round.
There it is. Akimbo back on top. It's going to be one that is hard fought, but they earn it.
I think there's a little bit of miscommunication on the regain side.
Yeah, I mean, even
because
it
he
goes
ran
both
in there
ways,
fully
really.
committing, thinking he was gonna like stick it, and instead he was like, "Oh, I thought we were leaving." Yeah,
Smokes fade, things happen, but it was interesting to see how Shantae was able to leak out into the site through a molly that ends up getting at least 2 ticks, and really those are known for just bringing up a little bit of noise, right? And unfortunately there are a lot of things going on, and you'll miss just something. Can't be perfect all the time, and Katie trying to be. Zakar will get this spam back, but no success.
Yeah, full mid control coming in. That's gonna get overwhelmed. Sasha finds one. Sasha finds two, and that is full mid control taken here for the CT side. Zakar has deep mid. He's gonna even re-smoke it, kind of divert these T's over towards A. They are making some noise. Not sure if it is audible. Zakar now hears it. Joshy close by with his 5-7 again. And it's going to be the P250 5-7 pistol combo here. Finds the shot towards Fligs and gets the kill. P250 swings in. Katie gets the trade. It's a 2-on-3 now. These rifles trying to run out. And Katie looking for maybe a little more here, but instead Chanty with one of the rifles in hand gets a kill. And it's down to Katie 1-on-3 playing an angle. Spots the shoulder, gets the kill, gets the tap on the head. Taps the bomb, is going to try and stick this one down.
Katie now 1v2. Smoke separating her from these two players, and this would be a big clutch to extend this lead to 3, and Katie will just lurch back. Flash on her pack, and 8 bullets is what remains. A Galil on Sasha, but now you will swing. That Galil eliminated, but you run out of ammo, and Joshy will separate. The 4th round found for regain, and that's a big one.
Yeah, the anti-ecos are maybe struggling a little on Akimbo. I mean, if they've won the anti-ecos, then this would be like a 7-2 at this point. But it's the 5-7s, man. They're just so deadly. The double head taps come in, holding an angle. Especially on a map like this where there are plenty of angles to hold and for a T-side to have to clear. It's hard to kind of do it all.
No, certainly. I mean, That's why Ancient is so fascinating to watch is, you know, learning how these players adapt to these peculiar scenarios that really call for them to get creative and find ways to deal with things that really, maybe in even CSGO, you didn't even think possible. But now that we are in this new land, you can find maybe some new quirks. But Florence looks to be teeing something up for his players over at the bottom of B. I think that's going to be that sheet of smoke, but we'll see how far they separate. Nox is going to be hearing this, players, and you swing with the Tech 9. Sometimes it buys success, but other times you will die with nothing. And now there has to be some sort of reinforcement coming.
Yeah, 3-on-5, full mid control for this CT side. Walking, probably going to face check Florence here in a second. But, I mean, there's not too much success other than the fact that Katie has a full A site cleared. Just having Donut staring at her. Josh holding the angle. Katie clears it, takes around to the shoulder, but wins the fight regardless. And, oh no, they've walked past Florence. And it's going to be Zakar on the flank here. But I think it was noted he did make steps, and we're going to see Florence probably get a kill towards Donut, unless Sasha gets the absolute best timing he could hope for.
Shantae just walking around on it.
Oh!
My goodness. Does go the way, but now Zakar will get his. And Shantae just peeking in. Damage done. Florence down to 15. And Dirk will re-peek. Just found for it, and now you're all tied up at 5.
Almost a good round there. I mean, Katie definitely found that gap in the defense, had full A control, but, you know, there's, again, lots of angles to clear, and that deep donut hold gets the information and some damage, and eventually did fall, but the information is really what was important there. Even though Florence had that late rotate and that late flank in towards donut, he just couldn't capitalize because of timing.
Timing is what it comes down to, and you know, a really good start to this T side by Akimbo has suddenly been dropped, right? This thing can go right back in your face in MR12 if you aren't careful. And there is Sasha reminding you so. Katie will fall, and that's a lot of damage on the Flixie. A Glock round where you're maybe just trying to get a bomb plant at most is not looking likely. Flixie has been teed off on.
Yeah, just Glock's goal here just to get a plant. Zakar finds himself another kill. Bomb dropped way off from the last two players. As they look to just kind of make some mid-presence happen. Joshy holding. Gets tapped just a little bit. Down to 26. Another shot here following up. Maybe be able to get this kill here, but he's going to run away. And we see Sasha swing from Donut. Separate the player. Knocker does get the kill, but he's not going to last much longer.
Yeah, they didn't really even bother going fully for the bomb plant, right? The bomb's down in A, but really, what more can you do in that round to try and cause that damage when you have the opportunity to catch that timing in middle? Unfortunately, it does not go their way. But now, Regain, we've certainly seen these last couple in the half really go theirs. I mean, you're sitting at the 6-5, and if you can come out 7-5, I mean, that is quite a statement. And Akimbo, I mean, they dropped their last game. There's maybe a little doubt creeping in the minds. I know that if there's any players to not really question their mental, it is this Akimbo squad. But I mean, sometimes these MR12 games can be very slippery.
Yeah, I mean, just 2 rounds going the favor and resetting an economy is all the slope you need sometimes, as Sasha looks to maybe line a little something up here, flashing, and he's gonna get himself some access. Naxio finds the first one. Quick trade from Chanty. Chanty actually finds a double, and Florence can't get in. Somehow Chanty finds a triple, and he just cleaned up everybody in bottom ramp. 2-on-3. There's still, you know, some footing in this. Chanty on 4 HP. And, I mean, this is going to be Flixie and Katie last alive. Katie obviously has been lights out so far.
That's what many people did today, Allin, preparing for the holidays. Their big turkey gatherings, cleaning house. But Shantae is just doing that outside of B main, and that's a pretty crazy triple to find, and just barely surviving on a couple HP points. Flixie will go back and get this bomb. Katie also trying to go on a mission here in middle. These Regain players, they are really separated, but they do have the backdoor unlock at B, and if you do decide to go for that A wrap, which it is not going to happen, you could have that rotation for it, so the setup could take the way. Right now, you're going to be tested on this Bravo base, and maybe it will be Shantae answering the call.
Oh, Flixie finds the first one, but that was the low health player. 2-on-2 off of Joshy finds the kill. It's down to just Katie. Katie with 7 seconds left has to fort this bomb down. And they're just going to kind of let her. They're going to get into a better position. She is down to 65 HP. Reaggressive finds a kill towards Joshy. Flashes, falls back towards Pillar, and it's going to be 1-on-1 versus Dart.
Oh!
And taps the head, and of course, Katie clutching it up in the round, ending the first half 6-6.
Wow, what a clutch there from Katie. The big play comes through in the big moment, and now you go over to your CT side. Even all up, tied 0-0 mentally, but now probably the most defining challenge of the half to come right now. You're going to see a dually dropped over, and we'll see where the rest of the squad's mental is at, because you've got to get this pistol round. If you were either of these teams, I mean, this is a big scenario right now.
Yeah, I mean, either team can really capitalize off it. Obviously, taking the lead is a preference early on. You really, first round important, but if you win the first, lose the second, sometimes you're worse off. Just from, outside perspective, depending on the side. But winning 2 straight, always a preference here, and making sure you get that early footing.
Certainly so, and now Smoke's put out 2 of them on B, and now they will rain right in. No challengers at their disposal today. Akimbo, they're going to have to regain into their own site. Flixie does a good job starting off the party.
Yep, Flixie going to stay post here, but is going to NIST taking the fight versus Sasha towards bottom ramp. As they're actually all pushed away from bottom ramp, and they're starting to take this fight. Chanty actually falls quickly to Flixie. Sasha going to try and swing, get the trade, but he's now going to be pinched between 2 players. Flixie finds himself another. Zakar runs in, and it's going to be down to just Joshy. The stick comes in. Joshy does get a kill with the Molly and a Glock, but it matters not, as it is going to be Akimbo taking the pistol.
Flixie, I dream at night of the man I would like to be in pistol rounds, and he just perfectly encompassed it. That is why we love the dualies all in, just running around, taking care of business like that. I mean, he ran the show right there, and that is going to be a big win for Akimbo, which really, I mean, Regain, they had all the time to set up in the world to really dictate how they were going to take it forward. But now you put this Molly down, and Regain, they are going to challenge you straight away. Taken out Joshy. That's a nice opening kill. Florence has enough in the package to get that trade, but the MAC-10, oh, it's right around the corner, and you will whiff on it. 30 bullets, but you can't get it done. And now Dirk right around the corner for it, looking for something. It is a dink, but Shantae last alive. This was a bit of a travesty.
Oh, Chanty does find one, drops the Molly, but the bomb kind of in the wide open. Katie low HP, so I mean, Chanty can maybe find something else, as Katie's just locking eyes with the bomb apparently. There is.
Woo!
Wow. I didn't know that was a wall bang. Whatever, I guess that works, and now gets it a little bit closer, as now it is a 2-on-1, but again, locked out of sight. Chanty, not sure what to do. He's got a little less than a minute left to play with here.
As long as there's that smoke up in cave, I would be scared. I mean, there's some, like, echolocation going on. Getting those wall bangs like that, but Shantae gonna double down on this chance and maybe making Florence rethink the position, but ready on it. That is a nice headshot, and Akimbo, they extend their lead to 2.
Yeah, great round again, putting 2 rounds in a row. The CT side is gonna be just fine for now. The economy, it hasn't fully gotten away from due to a few losses, but Regain on the other side not having a bomb plant for 2 rounds now. I mean, Joshy faked it, but honestly, he probably should have stuck it. And it is gonna be a nice little light buy from them. Tech 9 Deagle buy, as the T's look to just kind of, run it down and maybe make some space in mid.
Making space in mid, they are trying to, and now Katie will answer the call, and they will all fall. My goodness. 3, dropping them like bowling pins. Could barely get it out of my mouth. I was about to say rolling pins. I was making a nice cookie today. Hashtag holidays. Very nice. You know me, I'm a baker all in.
Oh, I could really go for some cupcakes, as Flixie looks like he could go for some murder.
Is that your first baked good of choice?
Cupcake? Yeah.
That's interesting.
What should it be?
you know, there are many things. There are some people that think the cupcake is an abomination.
What?
Have a cake or
Cupcake
don't.
Cupcake
That's what
with
they
cream
say.
cheese icing? Dude, I'm good. I'm in for it.
Taking notes
Yeah.
for the all-in birthday premiere.
Bro,
Turning
I
50
mean-
this year. Unfortunate.
Oh, God, dude.
Okay.
I'm not even that old. I don't even have an AARP card.
Oh, no.
You don't even know what that is.
No, I do not. But one thing I do know is that you got these AKs up in this round all in. You've got to strike first. Right now, there's not a ton of utility up towards this cave position. You can challenge it right now, and Nice would be home. The smoke's about to fade, but doubling up on that right as I say it.
Yep, Molly dropping again. This getting himself into a little better position. Sasha gets a kill towards Donut in the way of Florence, but it is going to be Flixie posted up quickly. Zakar finds a kill towards Katie. Flixie gets the first kill, stays in his position, looks to get more, capitalize, gets two, almost three, putting Zakar low. The flank trying to come in, but it's going to be Shanti holding for Nis, and Noxio cleans it up. It's 9-7.
Regain. There you got it. On the board on their T side. 3 in a row from Akimbo has been answered. And that's a very nice way of doing things. I mean, they don't get very excited right off the bat, but they do sway their patience into just waiting for that middle position to be fought for. Katie, now to respond for it. Has done a lot, but those nades won't catch her. Sasha takes damage, and Florence, blind and behind a smoke, gets a headshot. That's beautiful.
Man advantage here for Akimbo. It's whether or not they can keep this one going. We do see Noxio on that MP9 still, but he's not going to have too much to really contest with in the way it is just going to be Chanty post up towards bottom ramp, while Zakar and his teammate look to just take some control over mid, but they're going to have to take it away from Florence if he chooses to. He's going to backpedal, reposition, and kind of play this off angle and just giving them some space to kind of make the mistakes. Never mind. He's going to just, yeah, whatever. He's going to spot out the last 3 players as I'm trying to say what he's trying to do, but he's just doing what he do and I can't do it.
Precisely. They be doing it right into house. And then they'll do it into CT. Zakar taking the front on it. Does do it, swing and a miss. They don't go 0-3 for it. Shante left alive. 1v3 now. Will be put into the ground. And Akimbo find 10.
Yeah, great hold there from Florence. Someone you can always rely on to, do the bare minimum, get 1-2. And, I mean, he does always get his as he's been consistent. As he currently sits at, 79 AP, respectable. But that's only because Katie's rocking 129 ADR. She has been unstoppable. 21 and 11. Nearly 2,200 damage done so far. And, I mean, she's a big reason why they have this nice, low, comfortable lead right now.
If I had a ESEA Advanced Counter-Strike Fantasy team, I would definitely want Katie on it. Currently an animal and making the presence known. Getting 2 kills in this round before falling. And Sasha will continue on, trying to continue the domination into Donut, and does. There is your opening. There's your crack right into the piggy bank, and they will get in and steal all of the money.
No, with this bomb going down, you kind of got to ask yourself, is it worth the retake? You got to take a look at the money. It's not great. Down a man, utility, not too much of it, and you're going to be able to get some rifles out of it. If Nis preference one, but he's walking over M4 and maybe he's looking for an AK. Yeah, he gets an M4, but regardless, the rifle's a rifle and they're gonna set up the save.
Rifle is a rifle, and Shante will just back out of it. Gonna make it 10-8 right now, and got to keep it all. I mean, you look at the money. Katie, Florence, Flixie, they all drop on it. You're not going to have a ton into the next. I mean, Nice, if you do dare to go 4v4, so you can drop over a single rifle, but nobody really sees the logic to it currently. I mean, I don't say I have that Counter-Strike PhD. I would say that there are probably many players in the server that have those qualifications over me, and That's why I'm here on the desk, because they know what they're doing. They're going for that force right now, and they're cooking up something that it's going to be super hot.
Yeah, Eagles, Famas's, a little, a fire sale of weaponry of sorts says, well, that's a good timing on that nade. Does some good damage. Noxio could capitalize off it, but can't. And actually, it is going to be quickly 2 down. Noxio out of the round as well. Nis does get a trade. He has that tight mid-aggression. As he finds himself a second, almost a third, gets the dink off and makes it at least doable for this Deagle and Famas combo of Flixie and Florence.
Joshy now re-entering. It's all timing, and it goes towards Florence. When would it not? Shantae, 2 kills in the round, but low HP, and Sasha right around the corner, but the device, it has been lost, and you've got to manage it. 1 minute left to recover, and they surely would. Flixie is going to be entering the conversation in a moment, but when Florence closed this book before it gets shut with the fire will, it just drags the ankles down of Shantae.
Yeah, great positioning from Florence and getting a good timing on that bottom ramp player, catching him off, kind of checking his way towards Jaguar, not expecting someone like Florence to just kind of walk it quietly down ramp like that. And again, sometimes this game is, mental skill and just some dumb luck. And that's exactly what happened. Timing, caught it, perfect, caught him looking the other way and capitalized on it.
Find your opponent making a mistake. That is the key, and you're right, sometimes it does just take a chance of finding that timing. That time, they strike gold. Now, you've gone all the way over towards A. You're lining up for this. Nades will rain over this flash put out, and now you will rain right onto this site. Can you regain all of the position that you lost? Shantae with a nice entry.
Nis at least gets a trade towards Florence. He is going to be continuing his aggression out here, but Katie getting into a better position here. Stops the bomb plant, swings in, cleans up for a double, and it is going to be the long lurk from Dirk Dark, whatever his name is. He's got a Mac 10, and he's trying to run it up through Donut.
Oh, and just stopped right there by Nis, who just seems like cannot miss. I mean, right there, Katie as well finds a timing, player planning, back's turn, and that's sometimes all it takes because, hey, we're all the way over here at 12. Has it not been a sprint?
I mean, this is kind of coming to the scoreline that, we kind of thought around this scoreline. Regain has kind of fallen pretty flat on this T side as they showed some good promise, eventually trading rounds and ending the first half 6-6, but 12-8. I mean, it's not over yet. It's never really over till, 13's been hit. But this buy is kind of it's not great, but we've seen amazing things happen with Tech 9s.
We have. We certainly have. Think to many years ago. All in, please flip back to the prehistoric chapter of your Counter-Strike Go history book and take a nice look at 2015 Olafmeister. I mean, that man, he was making it happen. $500 in the investment, and I mean, we are far room from that. We're even, in fact, on another version of the game. That's crazy.
It's nearly been 10 years.
Don't say that. It doesn't make me feel good, as I'm sure it doesn't for you.
Nope.
Oh, man. Miss. Now, up to the bat here, and ooh! There's that Tech 9 we were talking about. Nice headshot on it.
Even able to recover that AK. Sasha looks to now just kind of roam through Jaguar, get the control, slow it down just a little bit. Unless Chanty can get this kill on Katie, but Katie cautious of that smoke that many things have happened, but Noxio taking full ramp control. Again, taking a page out of Florence's book here, as we are going to see Florence all the way over on the A site, and that is where the bomb is currently looking to make its move.
Right behind this smoke is this player waiting. We'll see if Florence is able to stand to the test. I mean, we know that he can. But will he? That is what we wonder. And got this flash in the pocket, but I got a feeling that it's all going to come from the M4 here, and Katie has gotten that. That will trigger this hold, and Florence seeing the multiple shadows, dropping back, information gained.
Flixie with the good time on the rotate looks to take the fight versus the MAC-10. It is going to be a 4-on-4 retake now, as the utility for this T side has dwindled down to only a handful of items left in their pockets here, but same goes for the CT side as well. It's going to be have to be a quick flashy retake, and Flixie finds that first kill. And it's going to be 3 players posted up towards Donut, and I think now Steen Noxio takes the fight. Zakar winning handedly with the jumping MAC-10, and Hades going to try and hold, make her way around this flash, gain some space, but Dark finds the kill instead. They're going to try and full stick it, gets it, cleans it up, and that is going to be it. 13-8. What a way to close that one out.
My Florence, that is dirty. That is dirty. That will be the way they shut it out. Absolutely ridiculous. 13 rounds for Akimbo. 2-8. What did we say before the game? I think we were
said 13-10.
We're calling it 13-10. I'm not sure if I decided, but you're pretty close all in. You're pretty close, and my goodness, that is a way to bounce back. I mean, Regain, they just had a very nice win over Might the other day, so they were definitely fired up. And I mean, another team with a target on their back certainly is this Akimbo roster, and unfortunately, we're not able to take it over tonight. But hey, if you're in the Akimbo camp, you are feeling very happy. But hey, you might get a little more excited. We got Florence in the waiting room all in, and we're going to be getting this interview started. But my goodness, what a game, man. I mean, if there's one takeaway from that is, I don't know, man. I get sick of Ancient, but then games like that happen, and I just love them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is still really just a good map for Raw Aim Duel, and people's knowledge of the map is definitely expanding. We're seeing it, especially with the MAC-10 tap through the wall on towards Katie at one point. Caught me off guard, wasn't expecting that, but, you know.
Yeah.
We'll have to run that one past Florence as well, so we'll come back here with the interview.
Certainly so, and we will be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
When I saw you again, I knew I wanted you, but I had to hide it. I had to hide it, 'cause I have grown strong without you around. I've just gotta fight it. I don't wanna go. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna give you everything I have and see you walk away. Don't wanna fall into your arms again. Don't wanna be reminded of the pain and the love of yesterday.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. We finally have our interviewee. Florence is joining us again. I got to ask you, first of all, how are you feeling after that nice bounce back victory?
Pretty happy. We talked about a few mistakes that we did last game, and you know, we had a pre-match scrim against a very hard ECL team. And yeah, we went into this match exactly knowing what we should work on from yesterday's match and from today's scrim. So good. Happy that we delivered.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, I mean, before the interview took place, you said you decided not to opt this time around. I mean, You said that it was just economy based and it's not really necessary for Ancient as much. Is that just going to be kind of the decision moving forward, or is it just you're going to feel it out each time around?
No, I definitely just felt it out. Like I said, it was like so many back and forth rounds. Even on T side, they had like one alive the rounds that we lost, like almost every round, except for like the ecos towards the end of the T side. So like we just didn't have the money for it, and plus like didn't really. It was like so fast paced on our CT side that I just felt like I'd stick to M4 because I got so many multi frags with it that
You sure did.
So obviously there have been a lot of, opinions about, I talked to Flixie a lot about this earlier in the season, and when he was kind of bringing us to it bluntly, there were a couple rosters that you guys were strictly looking out for. This Regain team, they've been one that I've watched for many seasons as a caster, making advance. Now they're here doing really, really well. Obviously, they're going to be 8-2 after tonight, and just recently, they did a nice win over Might GG. So how are your expectations for them tonight?
We've played them regular season in Go, and we lost on Overpass, and then we played them on playoffs, and we won. And honestly, like it's like 50-50 because those matches were on Go, so like it was 50-50 because we only scrimmed them a few times. So I was just happy to beat them because they were pretty good in scrims.
Very nice.
Yeah, and through a lot of the first half, I seen you guys kind of struggling a little bit against the anti-ecos and the 5-7 buys. Is that just current meta, or just something you guys really got to look at a little bit deeper?
Something we got to work on for sure. Those rounds were a little sloppy, but what can you do?
All good Regain, some would say. But unfortunately, that was not going to be the case tonight. We were joking about that a little bit. But Florence, it has been a pleasure to have you on the interview again. But do you have any shout outs or anybody in the chat you want to call out before you get off on the interview tonight?
Shout out Flixie. I heard he's single and hot and handsome.
It's cuffing season, man. It's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
For sure, it is.
He's single. He's on the market, Mr. Flixie.
He's going to be at Chicago Frag, guys. Make sure to slap him on his cheeks.
We will definitely be doing that. But Florence, it has been another absolute pleasure to have you on. I'm going to throw it to an intermission so we can get this gentleman out of here.
When I saw you again, I knew I wanted you, but I had to hide it. I had to hide it, 'cause I have grown strong without.
Alrighty, all in. That was another. It's always a pleasure talking to Florence. We've gotten several interviews from him this season and many members of Akimbo, and they're always quite the characters. And Florence, one that honestly week to week you can sort of see the emotion on his sleeve. And this is a guy that really, looking at him, I don't think anything phases him. But in these interviews, we really get some really good insight from these guys, and we thank them so much. But all in, that is unfortunately going to be all for us tonight. 13-8 is our score in another ancient game. Unfortunately, Regain could not do that tonight. Well, I don't know how many puns I can go for, man. It's unfortunate.
It's okay, man. They just, again, 13-8, they just couldn't regain the momentum that they lost early on from the first half. And honestly, Akimbo just played lights out. Katie, absolute great performance as well. 26-14. Florence as well, obviously opting to not go for the op. 21-14. The rest of the team, around that break-even point, but everybody has their, choice. But, when you got two players, 20-plus kills each, it's hard to kind of keep up with them sometimes. But, Akimbo just seem really, really strong right now. And even after taking a loss, they come back against a team like Regain and definitely perform well.
Certainly so. And going back to the Florence not on the op thing, something we were kind of touching on, and honestly, it's unfortunate we don't have him here anymore. I'd want to know his thoughts on the AUG. because that's been something we've
Ooh.
seen taken out a lot of times by maybe oppers getting up onto these long range angles that really maybe you can't get it up as often. That's your next best thing, but maybe we'll touch on that next time. And all in, we're heading towards the end of the night. You know, this has been an LCA Broadcasting production. My name has been Hit the Bag Mark. I've been here with Mr. All In Gaming. Thank you so much to Akimbo for having us back. It is always a pleasure to cover these games. And you know what? Next week is the last week of the season. And I believe when we were talking to Florence, he let us know that one of their opponents had already forfeited one of those games. So they are sitting at a nice, crisp #1 in advanced. So they will love that. They will absolutely love that, All In.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where they deserve to be. Strong performance again, and I think at this point, the #1 seed kind of should go to them. And at the rate they're going, it will.
No, certainly so. And I know there are other teams that are trying to bind for that, but we will see next week. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. Obviously, we have a nice Thanksgiving holiday coming up tomorrow, so make sure to be thankful. You know what? We'll keep it going for a little bit longer. All In, what are you thankful for? Say me.
My career as a caster and the great people I get to work with and the teams I get to work with as well. It's kind of been life-changing for me, so it's been really great. Yeah, I get to work with people like this handsome lad.
Yay.
It's been a ride, and you know, even being the old man I am, I get to meet, you know, great, nice people in the community that, you know, Florence, for example, I have, you know, come across him a handful of times, and you know, everyone's always been not weird, surprisingly, to me.
Yes.
And you know, because everyone has the freaks in the community, but I think the people that show up at LAN don't always tend to be the freaks they are online, so it's nice.
That's a good point, and I'll concur on that. I'm definitely thankful for the community for the same reasons. I mean, that's why we play these online video games, is so we can go on Twitter and, you know, crap talk each other afterwards. It's all the camaraderie, right? It's the journey to get there, and it's the fun we have along the way, you know, because maybe one day we're all going to be looking back on those times, looking, you know, when we're all playing Counter-Strike 5.
No,
5.
no, I'll be dead by then.
Me too, hopefully. I think we're to be having jetpacks by then, so we'll see how the game has developed. But, you know, well, we got to appreciate the little things along the way, and we'll have a little bit of fun and, you know, enjoy our friends and family as well. But we are thankful for all of you. That encapsulates in that. But All In, we're going to put a pin in it right there. So everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Go waste your money on Friday as well. And, yeah, man, have a great rest of your weekend. Goodbye.
See ya.